Well, things are going well. What the hell? Oh, that's wild. I am finally back in the shop to actually have the first time I'm working on this car for the new year. I actually took some time to go ahead and organize the shop a little bit. I talked a little bit of that in the end of my video. We needed cabinets. I needed a ton of more room. I could actually walk around over here. It was not possible before. Little shop stuff. There's some stuff over here that needs to be taken care of still, but we need to go ahead and start working on this thing because I have to get this thing done by May because I mentioned in a previous video, I have an ambitious goal because I want to be driving this thing in my wedding, which is in May. So this thing needs to get done. Well, my camera is, already giving me problems today. It just shut off. I mean, it shut off twice actually since turning it on. But all I'm saying is this is really rusted out and everything was coming through. So I'll go ahead and let's just start getting the integrity of the cab back together. We'll cut everything out and start welding in everything new. Now, we're going to start here at the rocker. The thing is I really don't want to cut this out. This is all really nice. The metal up to here is really good. The downside is literally it's rotted right up to that point. So I'm going to see if I can slip a piece of the rocker behind it. I don't know. We're going to figure it out as we go. Go ahead and cut the floor out. We're going to have to fix this over here because this got really distorted trying to hold the weight of the floor crumbling below it. All kinds of stuff, guys. Long story short, it is time to finally get this cab almost, well, yeah, close to being rust free. I'm pretty excited about it, guys. All right, let's get it done. Okay, so what I want to do first is put in a brace, just like I did on the other side. That way, if I end up needing to cut away the rocker or any kind of integrity gets a little bit compromised over here, I will be able to rely on this measurement staying the same and kind of holding some more strength. Okay, we should be ready to rock and roll. Let's see, get this where I need to. Okay, now I'm just going to tack it in place just to hold structure. Okay guys, I've got it all cut out now. Now this is what we're dealing with. So here's the back of the rocker. This is actually supposed to be the back of the hinge pocket or pillar here. And then this would be the rocker. See, I have to cut this pocket out right along here and detach them because there's nothing left. Ah, it sucks. It really does. I was hoping to be able to just get a piece in, but there's just no way. I mean, what am I going to weld it to? Plus, I think I have to come in and add a piece to the back of the hinge pocket. Let me see if I can find the patch panel. Here it is. Like you guys have probably already seen, so it is supposed to have that entire lip there where it sits. So we'll have to kind of figure it out. Most likely have to add a piece. So if I'm going to do it, I most likely might as well just cut somewhere in here and bring it up and then just weld to that. As you can see from the inside of it, it's even cracking away right there. So, I mean, all of it's pretty much gone. I have the entire panel here, so I'm not too worried about it. The only downside is on this panel. On the other one, I mean, it had like a nice little ledge here, so it'll let you know right where the pocket goes. The pocket goes right here where this this bead roll or body line or indentation kind of stops, so I know that's right where it goes. So we'll kind of cut along here and try to fit it in. as you guys already saw, we cut everything out of here. I was actually able to get most of the rocker off the back. Downside is I have to figure out a way to repair in here still. This is the cap sport. I just need to, as you saw, just kind of chisel off a little bit of the rust because I don't want it to get in the way when we line up the rocker. I'll go ahead and do that in a second. But that's it. I'm just gonna try to sneak this little piece you saw me cut off between. So again, here's that little notch right here where this needs to kind of line up with this. This has holes for the parking brake, which I'm kind of surprised on this side. As you can see, there's an R right there for right. So it's definitely supposed to be this side. It's all set up right. There is no parking brake for this side, so I have no idea why those holes are there, but no big deal. All right, guys, whew, that was a pain in the butt. So I got it kind of fit up now. As you saw me, I was coming in and out and in and out, kind of just cutting it. And then I had to cut away a little bit of the top floor here to get down to where the original rocker was to see if I can match things up. So I got that all clamped into place. I ended up having to cut away a little bit more of the cab brace, which we're replacing anyways, wasn't a big deal, because it definitely was still too high, so the rocker was getting hung up on it. And then you guys saw me cut this away. I'll explain that in a second. I have a plan for that. Now, what we have going on here is this problem. Typical patch panel stuff. Pretty frustrated with it because the other side I didn't have this issue, but I just realized that my patch panel brands are different. And this is what happened. So, I don't know, can you see, guys? So everything fits. This is where the body line is. That kind of comes into here. You can't tell because it's all shiny. Fits real nice. It starts real well at the bend here. And then this pretty much bead is too small. Let me see if you can see it from here. It's hard to see, guys, but basically the bead is too small and it stops at the top, and I have this giant gap here at the bottom. Let me see if I keep showing you. So yeah, you can kind of see it there. Pretty unlevel. Again, we're right there where the bead starts and it just doesn't extend far enough. It's kind of shitty, actually, guys. I'm not really sure what to do here, to be honest. Let me show you why it's doing that, basically. So I came over here and I compared. So this is the patch panel for the driver's side and the patch panel for passenger side. So as you can see, this is a nice kind of exaggerated bead, you know, or bend, or however you want to call it. And it's got a nice swoop to it. Well, this is kind of a tight, small one. This is what it's supposed to be like. This is what we have. So that sucks. Now, a couple options I'm thinking. Either I can use this as another patch panel to come over here and fix the bead line here, like basically come in and just patch it in. but then I'd have to patch it in all the way over here, and then I don't know how well it's gonna do, because all I really needed was this to be the right part, or I can try to massage this line. Oh man. I'll have to figure that out. I'll have to think about it. But now, like I said, I cut this out, and basically what the problem was is this was all gone like you guys saw, and I couldn't just weld to that. All the metal there was literally just gone. So I decided what we're gonna do is cut a bunch out. This is actually really good patch panel. I used it on the other side, same brand. So I'm just gonna cut out probably a piece like this, bring it over. This was already a rust hole anyways, and kind of patch all this out. This is all really severely pitted in the backside, and this was dented anyways. So basically guys, I couldn't catch a break with this. Messed up patch panel, that has some more work to do, but at the end of the day, I'm hoping that I'm doing it right. So let's go ahead and get this started and knock this out. I wanna see this rocker in so we can start on these floors. Let's get it done, guys. All right, I need to take out these spot welds and just get this out already. I actually picked up one of these spot weld drill bits. I heard they actually suck after I got them, but I was having a heck of a time with the regular drill bit. It kept going dull on me, so see how this goes, huh? That's kind of dumb, actually. Seems kind of dumb. Let's see. You have to center punch everyone. That sucks. I just didn't want to work that hard, so I wasn't center punching. And that's what I get. Cut one corner, just one corner. Come on, guys. Give me a break. There we go. It's weird to me is like how it's still attached here, isn't it? Like why is it creating a hole? Doesn't seem like that makes sense to me. Yeah, we'll go back to drill bit. Well, if there was any worry whether this was good or not, I just poked a hole. It is severely pitted in the back. So I'm just lopping it off. That was terrible. Oh, all right, man, that was a ton of work, but I have it all fitted up. I like it a lot. I was kind of coming over here to this hinge pocket over here and making sure I had measurements, and we are good to go. It looks pretty good. I do have a little bit of a gap here, but that's fine. This is thicker metal, so it'll be real easy to take care of that gap. We look good on this side, and all the measurements are good. Hinge pocket looks solid, top to bottom, side to side, everything looks good. We are fitting right about where we need to be with the rocker. It's not too low. It came out pretty good. I'm actually pretty excited. We even notched it a little bit for that rust hole. And the reason why I couldn't go like all the way across and like that is because of the with that little bracket to hold the hinge in. I fall literally to the bottom of it. But man, I'm pretty happy with it, guys. It's for my skill set, I will take it. We fit really nicely here with that body line, but this one is a little further back. So we'll come through and weld this up, and then I will massage this a little bit to make it look nice. And I think we will be good to go. Man, this is coming together good. All right, let's get this welded up, and then we will get the rocker in, and we will be jamming. All right, all done, guys. I have the light off because I looked at it with the light on. The reflection is just ridiculous. Check this out. You guys aren't able to see anything. But it's all welded in. You know, I did that Carter's auto restyling where just a few tacks, grind it out, few tacks, grind it out. Man, these little areas were so tough. I had to come in with a Dremel and kind of grind out these edges. This one came out a bit rough. Luckily, the hinge is covering that. The edge here came out good though, and then I just kind of tacked this in. We still have to do this edge, but I'm not worried about it because I'm just going to weld it from the back once the rocker's in. But man, I'm pretty happy with how that came out, and we got all the rust out. It is solid. It is ready to go. Now we need to move on to the rocker. But as you can see, let me see if it'll even let me. We have a hell of a mess here. That, yeah, I need to clean some stuff up. So go ahead and let me get that done. And don't mind my hat here. I had to put this on and go get one of these welding beanies because when I was welding up that floor, I could just hear my scalp sizzle. And even though the smell of that is not so bad, you know, I definitely need to hold on to as much hair as I can because it's kind of trying to get away from me, if you know what I mean. All right, guys, all cleaned up. That's better. Who saw me cut this off of my cutoff wheel? I'm normally for the guards, guys, but this was just, it was being a pain in the ass. So much easier to actually cut things. Anyways, we are all mocked up here and ready to go. I do have this slightly lower than the original, so the body line kind of indentation starts actually about here. Now I can massage that and that's going to cover the floor. I'm actually not worried. It does fit a lot better here, so that's kind of what I want to do. That's my goal, to see if I can massage it, and again, if I can't, then we'll go ahead and try to patch panel it or figure something else out. I'm not too worried about this little indentation up here. So I'm going to try to cut and butt. I failed miserably last time on the other rocker, but we'll do it here. So I'm going to put a couple tacks in. Excuse me. And I'm actually going to start down here because this is the most important part. So I'll put a few tacks, cut and try to get this to fit as best as I can. I've already leveled this as best as I can also, so we should be solid and ready to go. All right, enough rambling. Let's get this done, guys. All right, guys, that is not perfect by any means, and just like last time, I messed up the cut and butt, ended up having to use the copper plate. I was blowing holes, but I just went slow, so I wasn't able to do the, you know, couple tacks, grind, couple tacks, so I just started jumping around. You know, the typical thing, you know, tack here, tack here, tack here, tack here, trying to keep the heat down. I don't really have a lot of warpage at all. Down in here, there's a little bit, there's a low right here you saw me trying to get out. But it's not really noticeable at all, so worst case scenario is a little bit of filler and we'll be good to go. This body line came out really good, guys. I'm actually pretty happy with it. See if I can get you in on it. So there you go. Angle's pretty good. It's not perfect, but it's pretty decent. A lot better than I thought it was going to turn out. I just kind of hammered right here and fattened it out. You can kind of tell that I did that, but that's not too bad at all. And then up here, the floor will be covered. So all in all, that is a win. I will take this, guys. And all we have to do is reattach this, and we have fully repaired this. And all I really want to do is just the rocker, but it escalated so fast. Oh man. Okay guys, it's actually the next day. You know how it goes. I went inside and I just didn't come back out. So we're gonna go ahead and start it off bright and early in the morning and go ahead and get the floor and the cowl area done. I actually already have the cab up on the hoist, so I can take pressure off of the floor over here, which I'll show you guys right now. So when I break this away, let me turn the light on. Right here, that, you know, it doesn't just drop down on me. So that's my kind of way of using it, as you saw on the last video. So we'll get this all cut out, we'll get the floor done, and we will get this all squared away and structurally sound. Which will be a nice change so that I can move this cab around without worrying about it completely falling apart on me. And then we can get back to my first goal, which was like 3 videos ago, of getting that driver's side door to actually sit right. You know, just, it snowballed. All right, guys, let's get this started. And man, that washer's beat up. Should be able to save it though. So now we can finally cut this out. Well, that was not going well. So, as you can see, I just had to cut the darn thing out because it just wasn't wanting to listen at all. It was just, you know, doing a little wave, and I was beating on it and putting my leg in there, and nothing was happening. So, and then you saw me try the trans cover, and there was still this giant, like, 1/4-inch gap. But like I said, you can see how bad it is. So we're gonna go ahead. I got the dolly and the vise, and just kind of beat on it, and hopefully it starts to listen and get us to do what we want. And then we'll go ahead and try to weld it back, and then once we get the floor in, it should be strong. All right, guys, let's do it. Well, things are going well. What the hell? Oh, that's wild. Yeah, the casting is terrible. It's all sandy in there. This is actually a vintage Craftsman one. Well, that didn't do what I wanted it to. Sorry, I'm not even sure what to do here. Let's go ahead and figure something else out. I'll get back to you guys. Okay, we are over here at my other vise, which, you know, I only have one more, so this one needs to last. I need to switch that vise around, but let's try it. This one I actually use more, no particular reason besides it just seems to always have better access for me. So I know it's taken quite a beating. Hopefully this one holds up. Okay, we're good to go. Super straight, as you can see. Actually, it kind of looks like a bow in the camera, but it's actually really straight. It's nice. Let's see if I can show you. We're doing pretty good here. So I'm happy with it. Although I don't see, this is straight obviously, but in the camera it looks like it's got a bow, but you can tell it's straight. Anyways, as you can see, I've cleaned up the part. I have gone ahead and cleaned up the areas where we're going to be welding. And I shot here with weld through primer because that's where the cab brace is going to go, where I'm going to spot weld back to the toe board. So we are good to go. Let's go ahead and slam this back in and get back to getting that floor in. I went ahead and got it all mocked up. It's just clamped in, as you can see over here. But it looks good. I mean, if you can, let me see if I can bring it a little closer. If you can see in here, there's almost no gap. Closes up real nice. There's a tiny one, but that will be covered up. This all gets gasket. And all the screw holes match up. So we are good to go. And then this will be flexed a little bit and then welded where it needs to go. Actually, thankfully worked out just as good as I hope it would. So let me go ahead and weld this in. I've already got my cap on. Protect my scalp from sizzling. I'm gonna go ahead and get this all welded in. Then I'll bring you guys back. You've seen me weld before, but when we start on the pan, then I'll kind of bring you in and show you what I'm doing there, guys. All right, let me finish this up. I'll get back to you. And there you go. I have it all in, guys. So I went ahead and finished welded. So it came out pretty good. I'm actually pretty happy with it. There you go. Get off the shine from the light. And it's really strong. I went ahead and tack welded here because remember I had a tack weld. And then I did spot weld from the flange from the back. So this is a really strong joint. Also, the floor fits great, or I mean the transpan. And from the bottom though, remember we had the L bracket. So I got underneath and I welded down there. Just a bunch of tacks. When we get the cab back up there, I'll finish weld that. Now, we have the cab brace in. The cab brace is under the rocker and under the floor for the first time since I've had this truck. Right now, even though that's not even welded in, probably the most structurally sound it's been. So what I'll do is, as you can see, this has some movement, but these are the holes or the areas where it was tack welded before. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these clamped up. And then we'll come over here. Once that's welded, finished welded over there, we will line up the flanges, drill for spot welds, and get this all welded in. Okay, we're moving right along. So the cap support is in. Ground down the welds already. That went in great. It's really nice, structurally sound. You saw me go ahead and drill and spot weld right there. I still need to get another spot weld right here, but this actually hasn't been welded in yet. It's just kind of sitting there, clamped to it. The reason why I haven't done that, I want to get the floor in and kind of slip it in behind here. The one thing about when I did the other side that I learned, that it was kind of better to wait till all this is in because you got a ton of support into the rocker. That way when you put a little bit of heat and you get this, the rocker kind of holds its shape and everything kind of goes where it needs to. So we are going to get the floor in, which I have right here. A full floor with toe board. Bam. So what I need to do is go ahead and trim this. So I'm hoping to keep this much of the floor all the way up to here, but I am going to trim all the way down to here because I don't want to make the mistake I made on that side and have to put a patch because I cut too much. So I think I'm going to cut right here. We're not keeping any of this, so I'm going to cut right along the lip all the way up. And then obviously over here, we'll trim that. I'm going to keep all of, oops. You guys just fell over on me. I'm going to keep all of this, obviously, because all of this is pretty much gone. And I think we'll cut probably up into here just to have too much. The most interesting part is going to be right here. Because like you guys know, I've said a million times, it's a hydromatic cab. So it's a special cab. They don't have obviously make patch panels for it. But when they did it in the factory, the floorboard and toe board were two different pieces. Obviously when you get the patch panel, it becomes this one. So let me get this thing out of here. So that's obviously what this joint is here, from toe to floor. I mean, from toe to floor. So as you see, this is that hydromatic toe board. Now that doesn't have that here, so I'm gonna just try to cut along that and cut it out and then see how much I can kind of finagle to get it match right there. I think that's gonna be our only thing, but This little dimple here, or bead, or whatever you want to call it, still exists on that panel, so it's going to match up pretty good. Long story short, let me go ahead and trim this out real quick, and I'll bring it out. Also, I'm going to drill out the hole for the body mount. We'll get this kind of fitted up. We'll see how this looks without a rusty mess of a floor. All right, I got it all nice and fit up. It's actually laying so nice. I mean, this is almost a good lap weld panel. I mean, just lays really nice. I'm really happy with it. And you know what's crazy about these patch panels is the dimensions are so off. I learned from that side, but this is actually right where the trans pan started. I just cut right along the edge, and look how off it is. I mean, maybe 1/4 of an inch. So this is gonna be good to go. We're laying flat here. This is actually cut to fit right here. This is gonna be a nice butt weld. Downside is this patch panel opening isn't large enough. This is what I'm running into with the pan. If I adjust this a little bit, I can get this side to lay down well, but this one doesn't. And that's because if you can see how that's a little too far, like too close, and then I kind of need it back there. What I'm gonna do is once I get it all welded in, we'll go ahead and like massage this and kind of cut it back and then, you know, fit it up basically, and we'll get that fitting. This was way off too. I kind of had to take the Dremel and hit it back, you saw, but that's fitting nice. Everything else is actually really good. I got that, the only real body line that I'm matching up. Let's see if I can get the glare out of there for you. It's matching up pretty good. So I'm pretty happy that I think that's gonna come out pretty good. And then I already have all the spot welds drilled out, or the areas where I'm going to spot weld. And all I did was cut this out. And when it was down there, I just scribed a line, you know, from underneath, and then just drilled from the backside. Now, as you can see, it's already got ground down with weld through primer. We are good to go. I mean, that looks good already. I will take it. Now I'm gonna go ahead and cut and butt it. Dang, I look like a mess. Because I'm gonna do that again. I like doing it on the flat panels, comes out really nice, and honestly, it's a lot quicker than trying to butt weld it up. My hat's off to you guys that try that a lot or do it for every panel. That takes forever. But it's just a floor, so I'm just gonna, you know, do the nice cut and butt, and then once it's all in, we'll go ahead and then do the spot welds, and then I'm gonna do what I did on the other side. We'll come out to this side and finish weld, or not finish weld, finish grind, so it looks kind of nice on this side. And then once that's in, we'll come over here and finally weld this part in. Make sure the door fits up, and then get our inner cowl, and man, we are jamming. I hope my trial and error has been helping you guys, because there has definitely been a learning curve here. I'm much more confident on this panel though. I really think this is gonna go in well, and the fit up was easier. You'll definitely learn as you go. So if you're out there and you wanna attempt something like this, definitely do it. Go get a MIG welder, borrow a friend's, just, you know, just go at it. The worst case scenario is you cut it out and redo it, but it's just metal. So I'm learning as I go that just dive in, you know, learn as much as you can before you do it, and just dive in and, you know, just do it. That's the best way to learn, guys. Anyways, enough rambling. Let's get this panel in. Okay guys, I'm bringing you in to kind of show you what I've been doing, right? The cut and butt, which, you know, has been tough in here. You saw me hammer and dolling this. Like, the floor still needs to come a little bit this way. The patch panel just isn't long enough. It's kind of sitting offset. So I've been kind of hammering this in and then just kind of, you know, tacking. Just little tag-a-root. Just hit it here, hit it here, hit it here, cut, hit it here, cut. It's kind of just what I've been going at. Again, like, I'm just following what other people do. It's not like I'm trying to teach. Like, I've been doing this longer than like 4 minutes. So like you said, I'm just cut and button. And you know, I'll put a link to Fitzy's channel like right here, which is where the idea of cut and butt kind of came to me. I know a lot of YouTubers use it, but it's just been a saving grace. There's definitely a learning curve. You definitely need thin cutoff wheels. You need to make sure you're staying really close to the panel. And what I'm doing for the cut and butt now, since I've gotten a little better, I mean, I'm still messing up in some areas, but I bring it in and I literally cut just the edge of the patch panel off as I'm cutting in. And that way I'm really fitting it. Like this, I can already tell is gonna fit really nicely. Like that was a good cut and butt. This is, which is really important to me because this body line is actually matching up really nice. So I'm pretty excited about that. So that's just kind of what you have to do. Hold on, let me turn my, I have an air purifier on when the time lapse is on. Cause guys, you gotta save your lungs, is what I'm saying. And then you just go through and you just tack-a-roo, like just hit it away like that. And then you get everything where it needs to be, and then you can come through and just do all the tacks. And that's what I did on the other side, and honestly it worked out great. I learned a lot. I already know this patch panel is gonna look a lot better when it's ground, just because my fitments are better, the butts are a lot better, that kind of thing. But yeah, so that's where I'm at here. So let me kind of show you. So I have this long clamp, as you've seen, and I just kind of manipulate it to get, you know, this right where it needs to be, and then I'll tack it, move on to the next. And all I'm worried about now is making sure that the panel fits up. And as you guys, I don't know if you can see this in the camera, but over here I tacked here. And you want to make sure you tack your whole panel before you do it. Another thing is, because if you don't tack one area, it will move towards where the heat is. So if you make sure it's completely secured in, that way the panel doesn't shift while you're trying to tack everything. That's my PSA. Let me see if I can get this. But man, I will tell you what, I'm in here cutting and sparks are flying and my neck it's sizzled. It's about medium rare right now. So you need to wear a turtleneck and a whole thing. I mean, these close quarters are crazy tough, guys. It's better. So I'm gonna come in and I'm just gonna tack these. This is a little high. I'm gonna tack this because I'm more worried about the body line. And then I'll come down here and manipulate this panel. Just a quick tack. I do have my welder set one above the lowest, so I'm not going as low as I can. This is a bit thicker. I think this is 18 gauge metal, which allows me to be a bit hotter. Plus, I'm trying to go as hot as I can without blowing through, because I want as much penetration as possible. It's kind of my ideology. Again, I've only been doing it for 4 minutes, so, you know, take my tips with a grain of salt. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and finish out the rest of this panel. You don't need to watch me do everything. Okay, so we're all tacked in, guys. I got this all cut out. I went ahead and put a bunch more tacks in, so it is super strong, super sturdy. I went ahead and ground this out just because I like seeing finished metal. I'm just an impatient guy. So anyways, yeah, it's in. I'm pretty happy with it, actually. I'm still debating on whether I'm going to come over here and fix all this, but I'll show you guys that in a minute. It's pitted, but I think it's going to be okay, but I definitely want it to look right. If we're here, might as well do it, kind of thing. So we'll take a look at it. But what I want to do here is get all my spot welds in. Okay, there you guys go. I got these sides tacked in. I can't get this part right here because I can't get where the frame is. I could probably get this side, but I'm just gonna leave it to do both these sides when it's back up in the air. Let's go ahead and see if we can get this battery thing to fit. Lid, whatever. Words aren't my strong suit. So it fits here a little bit, kind of, sort of, maybe. And I definitely have enough room here. It's this right here. And it's definitely high enough here, so I'm thinking if I just kind of cut right here and maybe push it back is the big plan for now. And more in line with where this edge is. Let's try it. Well, that actually worked pretty good. So it fits a lot better. Can't lock it though. It's always something, right? So I don't know if you can see, it's got this little ledge here. So this is the piece that I'm talking about. You know, patch panels, they definitely get you in the vicinity of what you need, but they always lack. It's crazy. So this little part here, don't mind my destroyed cover here. needs to be able to basically lock into here like this. So once it comes in like that, and then that way it can't lift up. There you go, that's more accurate representation, I think. So I cut this out because this was still good. I mean, I could try to hammer this in and try to form something, but it's just gonna be ugly either way. Let's just be real. This already is here, so I'm thinking, you know, just kind of grafting it in. Now, I was just going to cut and do the whole thing, but I think I just want to do the piece. That way, I keep the strength of this being actually just, you know, solid metal and not welded, and then I just have to weld in a tiny piece like that. So I think I'm going, so I already wire wheeled it back. I'm just gonna cut it like that, kind of figure out where we need to go, graft it in, and see how we go from there. Okay, this actually didn't come out too bad. I'm pretty happy with the results. Kind of exactly what I wanted. I figured we would just finish grind it and it would look just like that. And then the moment of truth. Bam. Locked in nice. Fits pretty good. The edge over here we did, this is still a little high. I may just kind of, you know, dress the edge of this cover. Because if I come in here and I try to hammer in this, it's gonna be ugly. It's gonna be a lot of ugly like here. So I think it fits really good. We'll just kind of, you know, massage that a little bit. But as far as the battery box, we're good. I will take that win, guys. Sweet. Okay, so the plan now is I am going to go ahead and finish weld all of this without boring the hell out of you guys. We'll come back. We'll get the pillar in. All right. I'll bring you back then. Well, jumping ahead, at least 2 hours, I have gotten everything finished welded, at least on the inside, everything fit up. I cannot wait to show you this, guys. This has turned out really good. I'm pretty excited. And here it is with everything all fit up. Our pan's in, locked in real nice. Transpan in, no huge gap, fits really tight to it. I went ahead, like I did on the passenger side, I just, here, let me turn the light off. You get too much of a shine. There we go. So kind of just ground down the tops of the welds. And then especially up here, just ground down the tops of the welds also. Because we're gonna go ahead and come out here. And again, just like the other side, except I'm gonna wait till we get the cab back up in the air. And come out here and finish grind. I'm not gonna say finish well, but finish grind. So go ahead and come out here and make this look smooth. Try to make it look like you can't tell that I put a panel in here. Just because the exterior, like I said, guys, I'm going to try my hardest to do my best to make this look as best as it possibly can and just shoot for driver quality, pretty much. Like, shoot for like a concourse and I'll probably land around driver quality, so that I'll be happy with. Now, with all of this structure back in here, I do kind of need to just, jeez, come clean this mess up. Ah, look at this. My pile of tools. This is actually coming helpful. Just all the nonsense you need is always readily available. Now we need to finally get this in. And I'm going to tell you what, guys. I've already kind of messed with it. Please, please take measurements. I mean, it seems obvious, but I went and I had this clamped the whole time in the position it was supposed to be in, and it moved a ton. By the time I was checking measurements, it was off by about 1/4 of an inch, which would have ruined our doors. And I'm actually kind of scared now because I want the door to fit. But I did get this all clamped in. I did put 2 tacks back here now for the measurements here. So it is all where it's supposed to need to be, back to original, you know, specs basically. Now what I want to do is go ahead and cut the support out and then try this door. That was more dramatic than I thought. Okay, so We are all set up, got this mocked in. This was scary because, well, there's only 2 tacks here and 2 on the back, and I was worried this was gonna rip off, but it went in okay. This one's a pain in the butt. I really gotta clean out that hinge. But we were all bolted up, and after all of that, nice. Again, body line's a little off, but I mean, I haven't tweaked it. This is just a quick little, get them in, kind of set gaps close, and see if we're okay. We're a bit tight over here, but again, plenty of room to move, all kinds of adjustment in the hinges. It closes, it's fine. There's gonna be tons of adjustment. It's not like the other side, so we're good to go. It's these little wins that like keep me going on this project. Like I need to see the doors closed. I need to see stuff like this. It helps a lot, guys. Always set yourself small goals. So when you hit them, you're like, all right, we can move on to the next one. So what I'm gonna do here is put that bead in right here. Wow, mess it up as much as I can. Running a bead probably isn't gonna be my strong suit. And then I think we're gonna call this a video, guys. And there it is, guys, in all its ugly glory. I'm not gonna hide anything from you guys. Actually, I'm actually not too upset with it. So in here, I started to get the weave okay. You know, the bead was coming in, you can see, started to stack a little. And then, you know, that's where the original tack was. I tried to go around it, and that just threw off my groove. And then down here, it started to come back a little bit, and, you know, I'm figuring it out. Basically, I was trying to find a way to just melt it in and learn how to go from, you know, thicker metal to lighter metal. Anyways, and then you see all these are where I kind of went back and filled in my gaps. But this, as I'm considering finished welded, I'm going to go in and grind this out. And then put a few tacks on the back here, guys. And you can see, I mean, it got great penetration, so I'm not worried about it moving at all. And that's that. So let me go ahead and grind this out. Okay, I ground it all out. Now, I know the light really makes it hard when it's all shiny like this, but if you turn it off, guys, it's a little hard to see. But it's all ground out, you know, like they say. The grinder will make you the welder you're not. Definitely got a bunch of gaps and stuff. It'll look a little bit better when we fill it with the body solder, but I'm pretty happy. We'll be able to smooth it. But the rocker came out good. I was able to get that low that I had in here out. This is actually really, really nice. I'm actually pretty happy with how that is. So much so that I need to go fix the other side to make it quite as nice as this. That's it for me, guys. We finally got a ton of the rust repair done. I'm super excited. We're this close to kind of having the cap buttoned up, and then finally get back to getting the transmission in and getting the driveline going. Man, I am so excited. I know I say that all the time, but I just truly am. Now, for that floor though, it was a ton of work, and anybody who's trying to attempt this, guys, just do it. Like if I can do it, you can, no problem. And honestly, you're going in there and you just, the hardest part of all that is the time it takes to tack weld. You sit there and you just tack and tack and tack until your soul slowly starts to degrade. And then you just tack a little bit more and it kind of gets you where you need to be. It's a lot of work, but you go slow, you can get it done. I know a lot of people probably are way better at this than I am. But if you're that guy that's kind of watching it, trying to figure it out like I was, just do it. I mean, that's the biggest thing. You know, you're going to make mistakes, just expect it, but you'll figure it out in the end. Hopefully soon, unveil the engine that's going to go in here, all my plans for that and everything. Again, thanks for watching, guys. It means a lot to me, all the support you guys have shown. And remember, if I can do it, so can you. I'll catch you on the next one, guys.